of GBV. Government to bring to an end illegal mining activities around the Greater Francistown area.
And in sports, Lizzie Letabo wins the 200-meter race at the FNB Golden Grand Prix.
And that is Ntebogang Sebetlela joining us later on a sport desk. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Now, in our first story, young people have stepped up to become a leading voice against gender-based violence in the wake of the horrifying prevalence and alarming statistics recorded across the country. When launching a youth-pioneered national campaign against GBV, dubbed Tepo Lebontle Youth Against Gender-Based Violence Tour in Gaborone today, the Vice President, Mr. Ndaba Gaolathe, applauded the younger generation for being a powerful driving force towards breaking the chains of GBV in schools and communities towards the ultimate mission of ending GBV. Usile Nkabetse reports.
The adage, "It takes a village to raise a child," holds true and extends to the power of communities to fight societal ills such as gender-based violence, which threatens the moral fabric of societies. These young people have risen to the occasion and embarked on the great mission of putting an end to GBV.
You are the courageous voice of a generation refusing to be silent in the face of suffering. You have taken a stand against gender-based violence, and in so doing, you are calling this nation to a higher standard. This generation, your generation, is not just willing to talk about GBV. You are ready to end it. And you will end it. We will end it.
The young generation is big on advocacy and policy revision, which they believe will ensure the safety and well-being of the next generation.
It is a call to action. It is a beacon of hope for the voiceless, a platform for survivors, and a reminder that ending GBV is a collective responsibility.
This project is going to be working on 3 pillars, the 3 E's. Education, encouragement, and empowerment. Make sure that policies protect our children. Right? Or it's not enough. People walk free after doing whatever they do, and it leaves a child traumatized. So let us all stand against gender-based violence, and we are doing it together.
Hope also lies in the horizon as policymakers at ministry level also promise change.
Early childhood programs. Thuto ya GBV e simolole teng bana ba rutwe ka boitshwaro ka go ratana ka go utlwana ka go amogela dipharologanyo ba sampe ba le banyenyane.
The narrative has shifted, with young people owning their place at the table of leadership, where they not only demand audience for social change, but also make prescriptions for how development ought to take shape. Utsidile Nkabetse, Btv News, Gaborone.
The Minister for State President, Mr. Moite Mohasa, has assured the residents of Matseloje that government will bring to an end illegal mining activities taking place in their village, extending all the way to the periphery of Francistown. Addressing a Khotla meeting in Matseloje on Thursday, Mr. Mohasa updated that the Botswana Police Service and other security organs have been deployed to suppress the escalating illegal mining of gold currently taking place. Bethany Mando has more.
Residents of Matseloje along Botswana and Zimbabwe border have raised a concern on the escalating illegal mining of gold in their village for many years. But now, their plea did not fall into deaf ears, as the new government is committed to clamp down this criminal syndicate. When we were at the old mines, the police updated the minister about the challenges of illegal mining in this area. We informed the minister that these people are also threatening us at our homes and farms.
In
the not so distant future, we must bring to an end these illegal mining activities taking place in your area. As a government, we have a duty to protect our citizens, and if you can't protect you, we will be failing.
ba senya a palelwa ke gore o ka bona thuso e ntseng jang a tshogetse botshelo jwa gagwe mo lehatsheng la gagwe go na le puso e leng gore e tshwanetse gore e mo hetshireletso a tabo re feile ga re ka se ka ra baakanya seemos mme re batla go le bolelela gore re to itebaganya le kganye ya kgaolo e ka kwano ga e ke ya re palela.
The community say the situation is dire and has negative impact on their health and the environment.
Ba tsena mo merakeng le mo masimong seo se re tshidisetsa mo letshogong ka ba tsamaya ba tshotse dibetsa.
We live in fear because they travel in groups carrying dangerous weapons and we feel we are not protected at all.
Tikologo ka ba itlhoma gongwe le gongwe go ka tsenya leruo la rona mo diphatseng.
Disaete tsa mine tse leng gore ga mapodisi ba patala ka ha le bona ba bula ka ha ba patala ka ha ba bula ka.
Since we have many sites for mining, I think we should reopen these mines again as part of the solution to this problem.
Wa tsa bulwa gape tsa simola operation ke gone kganye ka toka e ka ke bona e ka toka hala ka teng.
Ha ke na pelaelo re mohasa ga ise ke go.
I've never doubted your efforts, Mr. Mhasa, and I'm positive that your commitment to end this illegal mining will bear fruit.
Imphatsolohetso e go godimo thata gore tota re ta bona mmabao a nyeletsi ka ponyo ya leito.
These people reiterated that they now live in fear and want nothing but security. Bethany Manto, Btv News, Matsilote.
The residents of Topisi say the abundance of Mopani worm in their village has caused conflicts at the harvesting sites. Residents have asked the Member of Parliament, Mr. Unese Ramokgapi, to help them find a solution as there is no peace between the Mopani worm harvesters and the residents of the village. The residents shared their concerns at a quarter meeting, which was held by their Member of Parliament, who is also the Minister of Water and Human Settlement, Mr. Unese Ramokgapi. Gabriel Meriki with more.
The Department of Forestry and Range Resources is on a drive to continue issuing out permits to pani harvesters around the country. Topis is one of the areas blessed with an abundance of the worm. Therefore, harvesters throng this place to camp for days to harvest pani. This has brought conflicts amongst the residents of Topisi and the harvesters. The residents have expressed concern over littering, which say it may harm their domestic animals within the village.
In
the future, farmers will have problems when selling their livestock because of this issue. We know that no one can be stopped from harvesting the natural resources in the country. We will bring a petition that clearly outlines for more stronger guidelines about pani harvesting in the future.
Nna ke le lahela ka batho ba phanika mo tsile etswa ha ya se matshwana ke ne ke tswa mora ke maabane ba ntse ba thibelela jaanong ba tsamaya ka dilo gate di haka ntole.
My issue is with the pani harvesters that are still setting up camp now, but the pani is finished. If they continue, there won't be any pani next year. What they are doing now is distraction.
Pani e tsamaile ha le go setse tshenyo hela.
Forest nana ke kopa gore ke engwe sa re ha ba tsile mono ba tsile go tsa go.
I asked that the Department of Forestry and Range Resources leave some profits of issuing permits to us so that we can use to develop our community.
Ba tsa madi jaanong nna kopa me ke gore a ba re togelle sengwanyana le rona re teresa le re thusa ka sone mo motsere.
The Member of Parliament, Mr. Unese Ramokgapi, says quick action needs to be taken to ensure that laws and regulations are tightened to safeguard the natural resource.
Ba le phata la forestry bone ba direga tsa melao le go leka go bona gore America se ke re dimelao hello tshwana ngwa thapi di thapi go na le go tse di bulelwang ka tsone gore nya e ka bapa e be go tonya ya no me ikokotetse.
The Department of Forestry and Range Resources is implementing the laws, but we should now look at making strict laws to safeguard this natural resource. There is an influx of foreigners who come to harvest it. They even take the small ones. Residents were also urged to ensure that they protect the environment and their natural resources in order for them to continue benefiting from them in the future. Gabriel Mereki, Btv News, Topisi.
The arts sector significantly contributes to a country's GDP, generating substantial revenue and employment. When speaking at the Glitz Awards prize-giving ceremony, the project manager, Mr. Nkgopola Ntlomelang, lobbied the government to support and encourage local and international companies to use local creators as their brand ambassadors, as this could add value to their careers. The purpose of the ceremony was to celebrate and reward outstanding individuals within Botswana's creative industry for their remarkable contributions and achievements. The recipients expressed their gratitude towards the Glitz Awards for recognizing their talent and hard work. The annual Glitz Awards will be held on the 8th of November 2025 in Gaborone.
I create opportunities. This biggest brands. Even the one by Longore, back and Lelezem, Kabu Dirsway, the face, Zahakurmente, let's say the campaign. Because I have my politiki by Jure, this biggest brands, Bakana Hudiram Bakaskeva Hudiri. That's how big they are.
We don't want to be your sponsors, but we want to be your partners. Glitz Award. How we advertise how we read the backdrop and the banner. No one city council because we rekisa Gaborone. The award is every year September.
Just say I'm so thankful to, first of all, to the Glitz Awards for the recognition and the great work that they are doing. I'll still remind all of you that on the day of the awards, I said I was going to give 25,000 to SUA CJSS. So, so
the guys that are doing a marvelous job, we always say to the people who do the ads or to put the ads in their rightful place. The favor. We've heard of countries saying, if I could just close my eyes, just the film industry. How about maybe the export that's because of the film industry.
The Botswana Hospice and Palliative Care Association continue to make significant strides in improving the quality of life of patients facing problems associated with life-threatening illnesses. The remarks were made today in Gaborone by the BHPCA chairperson, Dr. Norman Swart, at the Palliative Care Awareness Workshop in collaboration with the University of Botswana School of Botswana of Nursing, Oncology and Palliative Care. Mojeri Mukibelo reports.
Palliative care is one of the healthcare provisions intended to improve the quality of life of patients and their families with the intention to enhance communities' capacity to provide care and support to them, and through that, the Botswana Hospice and Palliative Care Association, BHPCA, has been spearheading on that mandate of promoting a robust palliative care.
By integrating palliative care into community settings, we can enhance the quality of life for patients, for both patients and their families. Quality of life. I think that's the quality of life of a patient until death or until by discharge.
There are some of the testimonies of the palliative care across the country. We normally come across different challenges, including discharging our patients who are on palliative care. I urge you all to fully engage us to share knowledge on palliative care. Palliative care should be a collective responsibility, and we should show love to one another, especially to those under palliative care.
Love is God. He doesn't have love. He's God himself.
There is still more to be done in improving palliative care, though there is some progress seen.
Community-based care ne go tsamaiwa hela fa go provide-wa metseto go tlhapisiwa go sutliwa molwetse a kere, but we are not addressing the other aspect there, symptom control, supportive care nngwe otherwise. So palliative care can be provided in the home-based care setting. So most of our home-based care nurses that are available in the country re ba rotloetsa gore ba provide palliative care wherever they are.
The University of Botswana School of Nursing, Oncology and Palliative Care is currently training its first cohort of 8 Masters of Nursing Science in Oncology and Palliative Care, who will be then deployed in different parts of the country, hence providing the higher expertise of hospice and palliative care. Moja Kibelo, Btv News, Gaborone.
You're still watching Btv News. Thank you for staying with us now. Moving on. In an effort to combat declining academic results, the Chamabona Junior Secondary School in Matangwani Village is reviving a decades-old initiative called the School Intervention Team aimed at inspiring excellence. The Assistant Minister, Mr. Lorenzo Kirizi, attended a sponsored work to breathe new life into a program that once contributed to high academic achievement. Bethany Mando with more.
These students, teachers, parents, as well as the Assistant Minister of Health, lacing up their shoes for a sponsored walk, reviving the School Intervention Team initiative, a tradition that started back in 1994 as a way to motivate learners and raise funds for educational resources. Over the years, this initiative faded, and with it, some say, the drive for academic excellence. But now, the school is bringing it back, hoping to reverse the trend of falling grades. We are experiencing poor academic results as our school has been scoring 40% or below for many years. And with this SIT initiative being revived, we expect the results to improve. Parents and community members sponsored the walk, with proceeds going towards learning materials and promotional programs.
And in appreciation, and Mogokgo and your team, I also thought I should make a contribution to what needs to be done. And so it's 3,000 pula to contribute to what we're doing. Yeah. This is my contribution, and I'm contributing because I believe in you.
This
was a long day, but the sponsored walk brought us together with the leadership of the village in pursuit of academic Chamapona Junior School, with over 500 students, struggles to register better academic results, hopes to bring back the School Intervention Team program, all in the name of restoring Botswana's proud academic record. Bethany Mando, Btv News, Matangwani.
UNICEF, in conjunction with Botswana Red Cross Association, donated full school uniforms and full bedding sets to visually impaired students of Lensui Junior Secondary School yesterday in Muchudi. Speaking at the handover ceremony, the Disaster Management Officer of Botswana Red Cross indicated that with their partnership with UNICEF, they intend to ensure that the students are not limited to anything in exercising their right to education, just like any other child. This gesture comes after the school was affected by floods in February. The school experienced damages to some of its facilities, which affected its services.
Gompieno re tla ka bedding, re tla ka a full set of uniform for the 32 visually impaired students. Re ba tsetsa jalo le ditlhako tsa sekolo. Re re molaodi le Mogokgo ke bonnye bo re tlang ka bone mme ra go tswela ntse re tshwaragane le lona.
Bana ba jaaka le ba bona bangwe ba bone ga e sa le re bula ga ba isiko ba apare uniform ka lone lebaka la gore e tsamaile le mobaleng mme re leboge modimo gompieno ka gore re hano e tla re le bone ba tswa bo ba smile.
Re lebogile re lebogela dimpho tse le re ditetseng tse tswellang le irelalo le tshwarelalo modimo tla lo kiletsa.
Now, in international news, African countries, including Lesotho, Madagascar, Botswana, and South Africa, have experienced relief from the suspension of tariffs under the U.S. President Donald Trump's plan. Lesotho faced the highest reciprocal tariffs due to the 50% tariffs that were due to take effect on Wednesday. The suspension allows for negotiations to negotiate tariff reductions, which could lead to the closure of more than a dozen factories and the loss of over 12,000 jobs. The South African citrus industry has also faced new uncertainties, with the first citrus fruits of the year from South Africa shipped to the United States this week being taxed at 10%, a blanket tariff that the United States has kept in place. It is time for sport news. On standby.
Thank you very much, Ulibile Samuka. Now, Botswana Tonight Sports News follows with me in Tabuhan Sebetlela. Olympic gold medalist Letsile Tebogo won his first 200-meter race of the season today at the 2025 FNB Golden Grand Prix. Letsile clocked a time of 20.23 seconds, followed by South African Lutulo Adams with a time of 20.42, while Kobe Velmix settled for third position with a time of 20.42 seconds. Cheering alongside the nation was His Excellency President Advocate Duma Bokom, who joined thousands of fans in witnessing Botswana shine at the international stage. Also, President awarded Letsile Tebogo his gold medal.
I feel great, because I wanted to win a 200-meter season. The body wanted to go for faster times, but personally, mentally, emotionally, and everything else, I'm not ready for that. That's why I had to ease up going towards the line. But I believe as we progress through the season, then it means now we can start dropping those fast times.
Still at the FNB Golden Grand Prix, South African 100-meter sprinter Hakane Simbini clocked a time of 9.90 seconds, breaking the world 9.99 seconds records to secure a gold medal, ahead of Kenyan Ferdinand Omanyala, who came second, clocking a time of 10.00 seconds, while on third position, South African Mlenga Resilisitswe recorded a time of 10.15 seconds. Moving on to local athletes, Sebaya Pondori and Oratile Noah have displayed a stunning performance in the highly competitive 400-meter and 800-meter race by scooping first position in time of 44.35 seconds and 1.5897 seconds, respectively. In the women's 100-meter final, won the draw from Botswana Refilo Morangi, Pam Manyika, and Situnya Majama finished first to third, recording 11.54 seconds, 11.3 seconds, and 11.82 seconds, respectively, with Morangi clocking her personal best time this season.
Even though it was challenging, but the race went well. Yeah, it was just a matter of being focused and forget about the rest thing that was happening before the race. So, coach always mentor us on training. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays we have that mental session. So this is the thing that we have been aware of. So we have been ready for it. So we've been prepared for everything that comes.
Minister of Labour and Home Affairs, Major General Pius Mokwarim, has commended the Botswana Football Association for their efforts in motivating national team players, especially ahead of both the men and women's Africa Cup of Nations tournaments. Minister Mokwarim said this is crucial in making prospective athletes and parents realize that sport could be a lucrative full-time occupation. The minister was speaking at a fundraising ceremony for the Maz and the Zebras national football teams recently. Kariso Mulelekwa follows.
Minister Mokhare said sport has reached a stage where players were able to make a living, adding that the approach taken by the BFA was reflective of the association's intentions to put the aspirations and futures of the players first.
We all have a duty, we all have a responsibility, all of us. Team ya rona e dira se se maleba, e dira se se tshwanetseng, ra etsa re baya ko godimo ko mankalekale. This is not the time to see a national team is kotara etsa maya ba tswa mo ba thomagane ka di ba me dikoloi ya ka re tere bona go kana ba tsena kwa ba sa bone boroko bo busiane la ba sno na ba performa bonte jo bokalo ba ba sa bone thuto ipe erile kana ba tswa kwa bo ba neela di t-shirt la di tracksuit la go tenya go siame boela go malapeng. This is the right time for us, for everyone, our athletes, ba neela se se botoka le bone re ka moso khona go lebella gore me o bona gore sport ka ina da sporting code sena le mosola ile sa busetsa e ka re ngwana se dira le na itse gore o tla boela ke se.
He said Botswana and Nigeria had agreed to cooperate in development of players and football in general.
Kina the Algerian High Commissioner mo Botswana re bua ka yone kgale ya sports me ba ntshofetsa gore ha re le Botswana re batla go tsena ka Europe, the gateway is Algeria. Abare ba tlo gore fa di scholarship tsa bana for football ore ba go tshameka ko Algeria ba kgone go Europe. So re ko power khameretse ka tsafa re ska ba ra inyatsa, because indeed agona any football competition ye Algeria is mote ga se gantsi tswa mme bile tswa khakala ile mo metshameko ke tsela gore ga re ka inakanya le bone ya ka ke ke mo kopa gore a ro keletse di sponsorship di ska tsa nna 5 hela ba o ketse gore tla go no go isa bana ba le bantsi ka ba ka mosolo etsa gore kana re na le di exchange program le bone ba ka nna ba tise ba bone kwa no le rena ba isa bana ba rena ka ba le bantsi ba go ithuta di dintsi in terms of sports.
The Zebras and Mares will compete in the Women's and Men's Africa Cup of Nations this year. The Mares will be playing AFCON in July, while the Zebras will compete in AFCON in December. Both tournaments are expected to be held in Morocco, and the money raised will be used for allowances and preparation for the teams. Kagiso Molelekwa, Btv Sport, Gaborone.
Meanwhile, Botswana Football Association National Women's Football Chairperson Kim Musinyi says the inclusion of the Mares in the fundraising program for national teams shows that women's football is being taken seriously in the country, saying this will contribute to the growth and development of women's players in the country. Musinyi was speaking on Friday as the Botswana Football Association hosted a fundraising event for women's and men's national teams, the Mares and the Zebras in Gaborone. Kagiso Molelekwa continues.
Musinyi said the country's men's football team made history in 2022 as they qualified for Africa Cup of Nations for the first time and finishing in the knockout stages. Musinyi further said this fundraising initiative will therefore give them the motivation to do better than they did in the last edition.
In the past, remember gore ne go sena gore ba ile kwa ba solegeditswe madi hela ke sports council ke BFA go sena gope ha ileng gore re la Batswana gore tankwano le re thuse re reise madi for the Mares and bona gore ba heletse ba le quarter final. Gompieno we want to motivate them gore ba ye beyond quarter final, because if they go beyond they'll be qualifying for the World Cup.
He said the time has come for women and men's players to be treated equally.
This initiative tota ira go le go tona mo go rona, especially that gompieno kana ire tsenya mo tenre le bomme gantsi, like we always say, Batswana ba concentrate thata mo go borre, but gompieno e patagantse the Mares le Zebras, and go molemo thata mo go rona gape ka gore gompieno we are not only looking at the football family, we are looking at another sport se e leng gore le sone se tla ngoka batswana gore ba lebelele ba nne le ditho le le rileng mo go rona as the mass.
Re iphile selelo sa 30 million. This is one of the first initiatives tsa gone gore tle re kgone gore re hitlhelele seelo sone seo. Tota ile gore this 30 million o tlo gore thusa gone in preparation for both our men and our women national teams, and most importantly re batla gore gape besides their training camps and everything that they would be undergoing, re batla gape gone gore re isele madi a gone gore ba nne le letseno kana ke bua gone gore e tla be nna one a bone a ileng gore ke yona ileng gore ra go ba tsenya moko.
The Mets have made history as the country's first team to qualify for Women's Cup of Nations for the second time in a row. The Mets will compete in the WAFCON in July, and if they advance beyond the quarterfinals, they will qualify for next year's World Cup. Kariso Morelegwa, Btv Sport, Gaborone.
Now and lastly, Northern FC defeated Tlokwe United FC by 4-2 in the National First Division South League match played at the Gaborone United Stadium on Friday evening. Tsofatso Malepa has more.
Toronto's Shaba, as Notwane FC is affectionately known, showed their intentions to win the match right from the start, constantly attacking their opponents until Bokamoso Moncho broke the deadlock on the 8th minute to give Toronto an early lead. The lead was, however, cancelled by Tuto Mogetsane of Tlokwe United as he found the equalizer on the 34th minute. Moncho then struck again in the 41st minute, giving Notwane a 2-1 lead going into the halftime break. During the break, Mutusi Towe's team regrouped and came back fighting hard, but their efforts did not yield any goals. On the 72nd minute, Aaron extended Notwane's lead as he scored their third goal. In the 81st minute, Tlokwe United defender Kaelo Khaswane made a mistake which resulted in an own goal, giving Notwane a 4-1 lead. In the stoppage time, Tutora Lefate scored Tlokwe United's second goal through a penalty, ending the match 4-2 in favor of Toronto. This means Notwane has now 24 points, while Tlokwe United sits on 23 points.
Our game plan was to be more offensive at all costs. Remember, we lost 2 games consecutive, so we wanted to redeem our winning spirit. We wanted our boys to get strong mentally, and we said, let's go out and enjoy the game and play. And as the game progresses, let's hope that we'll get more goals. And it actually happened. At the moment, we are actually striving to get wins. The 3 points that comes per game, that's what we are looking at. The positions will just sort themselves out. And we want to take the remaining ones at very, very careful, so that we can actually see ourselves, at least the playoffs, we can get the spot.
Fortunately, we didn't able to collect the maximum 3 points. I feel like maybe could have pushed us a bit to fight for the league. But all in all, it's a work on process. Just 5 games away to finish off the league. We'll keep on working very hard. Mathematically, we are still there. Mathematically, we are still there. As long as we fight for the last 5 games, which I think if we can push all the way through to the last game and try to collect the maximum 15 points which is left.
Both teams still have hopes of finishing in the top positions of the league with 5 matches remaining before the league wraps up. Tsegofatso Malepa, Btv Sport, Gaborone.
From the sports desk, that's all I had for you this evening. Until we meet again tomorrow, same time. Now back to Libile Samoka to remind us of our leading stories.
Vice President Ndabakaolate applauds the youth for being a powerful driving force towards breaking the chains of GBV. Government to bring to an end an illegal mining activities around the Greater Francistown area. Well, that is all the news we had for you this hour. Do stay with us. Weather is up next, followed by Ion Sadek. I'll be coming back to say my good nights.
Good Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather forecast brought to you by Samuel Ramotonto. The following are some of the rainfall amounts that were recorded this morning at 8 o'clock. 48 millimeters at Joanna Game Park, 15 at Joanna Met Station, and Kade Wildlife Camp, 9 at Komana Primary School, 3 at Hamataris Farm, and Mau International Airport, 2 at Boro Prison Farm, and Morama GSS. We're looking at the satellite overview. Clouds are visible over most areas in southern Africa, more especially over the northern parts, and this red spot shows developing thunderstorms, which are expected to thunder or shower in some of these areas. And zooming into Botswana, clouds are still visible in most areas of the country, except over a small portion over the eastern parts where clear skies are visible. And this red spot shows developing thunderstorms, which are expected to thunder or shower tonight over some areas of Ngamiland and Chobe. As for tomorrow, fine conditions are expected in the morning, but becoming partly cloudy during the course of the day, with possibility of isolated thundershowers over some areas at northern Ngamiland and northern Chobe. Well, in the morning, mild temperatures are expected over southern southeast Gauteng, southern central and northeast, with minimums of 15 degrees Celsius in most areas. But over the bulk of the country, we're expecting warm temperatures in the morning with minimums ranging from 16 to about 19 degrees Celsius. Well, in the afternoon, warm temperatures are expected across the country, with the maximums ranging from 27 to about 30 degrees Celsius. And now, as for some cities in southern Africa, few patches of clouds are expected to be visible over Manzini and Maseru, while at Gqeberha we're expecting some showers and partly cloudy conditions are expected over Johannesburg and Cape Town, and over Epinton we're expecting clear skies. Few patches of clouds are expected to be visible over Windhoek, but over Lusaka, Harare, Beira, and Antananarivo we're expecting some showers. Showers are also expected over Blantyre, Dar es Salaam, Luanda, and Kinshasa. That's the weather forecast. Have yourself a good night.
Wetso tla ke go lebogela go tsweletse o itise le rena mo Botswana tonight ra tswelela ra toropo ga borone re wa rabile motlaleng a re ba santse ba simolotse tiro ya go thapa baitsanape ba ba belang balwetse dipilisi kwa dikokelong tse di mo ga borone